from you, what is the worst management advice you heard when you thought later on, this may not be the best advice?
I don't know that I've gotten a lot of bad advice, but I have seen a lot of bad examples.
Ah,
Right. So, and I
mm,
remember I wasn't a manager yet. And this story got back to me. I wasn't even in the meeting, but one manager took an opportunity to berate one of their people in front of all their peers over an expense report,
mm,
an insignificant infraction that should have been an email just
mm.
between the two, like, hey, it's a heads up, this is not okay, we need to go ahead and correct this. But to then berate them in front of their peers, to make an example out of them over something so insignificant as an expense report error, and it was just an honest error, to me it was like, why would you do that? That's just someone flexing because they're a manager that wants to show how powerful they are. And you'd have, in my opinion, have no business being a manager, because
Ah,
your job is not to berate people, your job is not to embarrass people, your job is to empower people. And you took
true.
this opportunity and your authority to go embarrass that person. And that to me was a good example of, like, never do that. But
Mm,
saying all that to say, I almost did that in that chat, right? Because here I was, and not trying to berate anyone, but obviously coming across and not understanding the tone that I bring when I speak like that. And maybe that's exactly what was happening in that meeting. Honestly, maybe
so
the person didn't even
possible,
realize that, but I wasn't there. But it's interesting, when I heard that, I was like, "Ooh, don't ever do that." Right. And
right?
I've seen other examples where people have done things to me. I'm like, yeah, I really wish they hadn't done that. I'll never do that. So I don't know that I've gotten a lot of bad advice per se, but I've definitely had several examples like the one I just shared with you. I'm like,
Sure.
okay, don't ever do that to the people that report to you.